Hey y'all, it's Allison with the Art Studio. We just finished up classes and I am gonna sit down and paint for just a minute. So I was asking, do you guys love the gnome craze that has hit this season? They were huge at Christmas time, and I'm loving how they have just kind of transitioned into Valentine's Day. And so that's what I'm gonna be painting tonight, is a Valentine's gnome. He's really cute. He's got long, lanky legs. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it on here, but once we get him painted, you'll be able to tell better what's going on. So anyway, we had a creative lunch break today, and we did a watercolor flower. I don't know if you saw that in our stories earlier, but sorry, I gotta move this chair so I can have a little bit more space. So we learned just kind of the basics of watercolors and that sort of thing. And then painted a peony and just kind of had some practice with some of the techniques that we learned. It was a whole lot of fun. We're gonna do it again next month. It'll be a different technique and a different workshop, but it's from 11:30 to 1, so you take a little bit longer lunch break, come in, bring your lunch in, get to enjoy a little bit of creative time during the day. So it's on our schedule if you're wanting to see that. But what I want to do tonight is I'm gonna paint this little guy, and then we'll have a finished product here in just a few minutes. So I'm actually gonna start with my bigger brush so I can do some background work. So what I'm gonna do is I want to start, I have this teal, I believe it is, in here. I think it ended up getting mixed with something else, but that's okay too. It'll be all right. And I think there's something in my brush. It is not wanting to cooperate. Oh well, we'll make it work. It's the way it usually goes. I try and paint something and something's gotten in my brush, but whatever. All right, so I want to just kind of lay down some color in the background here. I'm not really too particular about where it's going. Just wanting to kind of do like a wash around the back. And then I'm gonna come in with just some water and kind of spread all this out as much as possible, and then we'll go back and grab some more paint here in just a minute. Now, I know using a bigger brush seems intimidating when you've got little lines going around, but actually the bigger the brush you can use, the better off you are. I always go for the biggest brush that I can find for the space, so that way I don't have to worry about coming back and filling in little bitty areas. And watercolor is pretty forgiving too, so you can definitely make it do like you need it to. Let's see. I don't have this guy taped down, so he's going to move on me a good bit, but all right. So now I've got that background just about filled in. And it doesn't have to be completely filled in. I'm not trying to cover it, you know, completely with color. I just wanted some color behind it, just to get me going. I always find if I just put like at least one brush stroke on a canvas or a piece of paper, it's a lot less intimidating once it's got something on it. And you're not really having to think about it anymore. All right, so if you're watching tonight, let us know. Are you loving the gnome craze, or is it getting on your nerves already? Has it been too much and you're ready for it to be over? Let's see. All right, I'm gonna dry that a little bit before I start filling in details just so it's not blending in completely. All right, I'm gonna go hit it with the hairdryer real quick, and then that way it'll be nice and dry around the gnome. All right, I think we're good now. It'll be dry enough by the time I get to the areas that aren't dry. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and work on his beard. See what we can do with it. All right. I want to lighten that up some. Let's see. I'm gonna grab some other colors. Marie says she loves the gnomes. I know, aren't they cute? And I'm loving like all the variations that we're seeing now. How they're just kind of using them in every season. And you get to see it all over again. As I kind of figured after Christmas they would be done, but everybody's just kind of bringing them on into the new year. All right, so I just wanted to lighten this up some. I didn't want him to have a really dark beard. All right, so here we go. We're gonna start just kind of laying in some of his beard. It's coming. Christina is coming. I'm just laying in really light colors right now. So until it's a little bit darker, it'll be a little hard to see, but it'll be here in just a second. So I just laid in just a light kind of it's a teal color that I have. But I believe it got mixed in with another blue a little bit. So it's not quite as green as it normally is, but it is still really pretty. And I just did that just so I had like a color in the background. I wasn't really worried about, oh, there's a glare. Okay, sorry. Let me see if I can fix that. Let's see. Let me turn this down some and see if that helps. All right, is that better? Sometimes this light, if you get it way too bright, it doesn't show up very well. All right, so let me know if you can see that a little better. I just turned the light down just a little bit. All right, so I've laid in his beard. Now I'm gonna go back and lay in his hat. I'm gonna go up here for this red. Use it. Well, I think I am. There we go. And hopefully that blue is dry. Can y'all see that better? All right, no fighting, y'all. And the thing about watercolor is you just want to lay it in layers. You can always come back and add more. It's easier to do that than it is to take it away. So you always want to make sure you're going in lightly at first, and then you can always come back and add more. So is that easier to see now? Is the glare gone? The comments are covering it up, so I can't even see what's showing up on the screen. Let's see. I'm painting a Valentine's gnome. So kind of like the ones you saw at Christmas, but this one's got little hearts and stuff on it. So it's gonna have some stripes and some hearts, but he's still got his little gray beard, and he's cute. I like him. Yeah, I'm loving the gnomes. They've been really popular this year, and it's been fun to watch how people have different variations of them and all those sorts of things. All right, I got a little too much right there. All right. Let's see, I'm gonna make a little bit of a pink. Up here, and that way I can go in and fill in my heart, which is pretty close to the color that I started with up there, but we're gonna go back and darken him up a little bit up there. All right, so I'm gonna come in with his sleeves now. And I'm going to get his little boots. So most of the time you see these and they're not, like you don't see all of their legs, you see just their feet. But I thought this little guy was cute with his long skinny legs. All right, so I've got that part filled in there. We're gonna let those dry a little bit, and I'm gonna come work on his nose. While the rest of that's drying, lay that down in there. All right, and then I'm gonna go get the heart that's on the end down here on his hat. All right, so I've got a little bit that has run down here, so I'm going to show you how to fix that if that happens. Now, I'm not really as concerned about it, but if it does happen and you need it to be cleaned up, all you have to do is just take a damp brush and kind of go back over it, and that will pick it up so you can clean up whatever mess it made. Super easy. All right, got that done. I may have to go dry some of this just for the sake of time. All right, I'm also gonna use my paper towel to kind of soak up. I had a lot of paint right in here. So I'm gonna soak some of that up. May have to go back in with my brush to get some of that too. All right, so there's that. Let me get that little bit right there. All right, and then we're gonna come back in with that pink for his mittens. And it's gonna mix some with that red, but I'm okay with that. It's not bothering me too much right now, if it does. I like having some of the variation between the two. All right, so there's his mittens. All right, so we're gonna go back in and work on his hat right now. And the pink is still a little wet, so I'm gonna just kind of go in and lay this on top of that. And like I said, that pink that I put in the heart, it kind of looks like the pink that was on there already. So I'll have to come back and add some variations for all of that, but that's easy to do. All right, and then I'm gonna add some pink in here, and I'm gonna let that red run down in there. It doesn't really matter to me right now if it's bleeding in. All right, let's see. Okay, so we have a lot going on here coming up at the studio, and I kind of want y'all's opinion on some things that we're going to be adding in. On the 25th, we have a door hanger, no, I'm sorry, on the 31st, we have a door hanger night coming up. We're going to be doing Valentine's door hangers, so you're going to get, I'm going to have several different options as far as like designs, shapes, and that sort of thing that you can use. Would the gnome be something that you would want? So let me know in the comments if you want to have a gnome door hanger. We can make that happen. So I think that would be fun. And then you could change it up with the seasons too. So I have the trucks like we've done in the past, and then I'm gonna have some circles and some hearts, and I've got banners as well. So, but I want to add in the gnome if that's something that y'all want. So let me know on that one. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna go dry him right quick so I can add some more detail in here and it not go all over the place. I'll be right back. So we're back, and we're gonna start working on his beard again. I want to add in some variations of grays and things like that. I laid it in really light the first time, and this time I'm gonna come back and add in some darker areas. But I don't want to go too dark at first, so I want to make sure I'm leaving myself some room if I need to add in any areas. I just got gray into my white. Oh well, I'll have to fix that later. All right, so got some layers in there with his beard. I don't know how well you can see that now. So that's what he's looking like so far. And next I'm going to go back in and start adding in more darker layers on his shoes and his hat and his arms. All right, so let's see, we're going to add in some variations there. So for those of y'all that are just joining us, we are doing a Valentine's gnome tonight. I'm really bad at painting and talking at the same time. I can't do two things at once, so I either get distracted talking to y'all or I get distracted painting and I don't talk. So welcome if you're just joining us. We are just now adding in some details and like some variations in the hat and the clothing and that sort of thing. We've laid in some layers already just to kind of get some color on here. And now we're coming back in and just adding in just some different layers of color, making it where it's got a little bit of texture to it, all those sorts of things. And then when we're done and it's nice and dry, we're gonna outline it and it's gonna be super cute. All right. So I think I'm at the point now where I'm gonna need to do something else with that heart that's in the middle of his hat. So we're gonna add some fun color around that. But I think we can just leave it as is, actually. All right, so I'm gonna come back in with some color on his stockings, and that way it's not just white on there. And let's see, what do I want to do on those? I don't know, I may just do white and at least cover it with paint. All right, so it's probably going to bleed in a little bit from some of the other areas on here. And that's okay. So we're going to come back in just a few minutes and do some black outline on it, and that way it all kind of comes together and is it just kind of pops when it does that. So when you outline it. All right, we're going to go ahead and add a little bit more on there because it didn't seem to, I think that one was still pretty wet when I did that earlier. And then I'm going to actually pick up some of this red because this side's drying a little bit different and I like it better. So we're going to just pick some of that up. Alrighty. So now I think it's going to be time to go dry and outline. So I will be right back. that, let me grab my pen. All right, so if you've hung in here with me through all my drawing, you are a champ. And we are at the finish line. So what we're gonna do now, this is a micron pen. These are, it's probably gonna be backwards for you guys, sorry. They are waterproof, black, just fine tip pens. And I use them a lot with watercolor. You can paint over them and they won't run or anything like that. So if I needed to come back and change something on this, I could later on. So what we're gonna do now is just outline and be done. All right, so I'm just gonna start up here and I'm gonna come around on this. All right, there's the beard. We're gonna come down. I'm not gonna do like a full, well, I did an outline on that, but I'm not gonna come in and do a whole lot of detail on the beard. We're gonna leave it and let the paint kind of do its thing on there. All right, and then here's his little mitten. Other mitten, and we're gonna come in and I'm gonna do a little bit more detail on those boots just because at that angle it's kind of hard to see what's what. So on the stripes, I'm not even going all the way across, I'm just kind of going back and forth on those. And then on the boots, we're gonna come in and do a little bit more detail on those. All right, but there is our little Valentine's gnome. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching tonight, or if you're watching on the replay, let me know that as well. If you have a friend that would like to see this, I would be so honored if you would let them know that this was on here. You can do that by adding their name to the comments. So anyway, we'll be doing this more often. I'm gonna try and get on here and paint with you guys at least once a week. So keep an eye out. I will be posting the schedule for the next couple of weeks when I'll be painting. See you later.